And what's up, everyone? Double A here, back for the Profile Pod, and we are here for another spectacular episode of the podcast, man. I'm your host, Double A, and we have another spectacular, dandy, just a stupendous interview, man. Like we always do, we always bring on the greatest guests on this platform, man. And I say it every week. These guests are doing extraordinary things in life to inspire the human spirit. Tonight's guest is no exception to that. Before we get into everything, man, I just want to thank everybody for all the love, all the support, all the likes, the follows, the subscriptions on YouTube, the on Instagram, Facebook, across the board, man. And it's always an honor to have you checking into this platform and appreciating, showing your love and appreciation for what I do. So thank you, everyone, as always. Also, if you are in need of a host of maybe any event, quinceañera, live show, bar mitzvah, whatever you need, man, I am your man. I host events, so hit me up on Instagram, DM me if you're in need of a host, and I'd love to, let you know what the rates are and what all that good stuff. So maybe we can collaborate on that. So let me know. Again, Double A will host your event, and I'd be more than glad to do it. So I just want to put that out there again. So you can check out my post on Instagram. I got it on the main page there, one of the pinned posts. So check it out. DM me for rates. So just want to put that out there real quick. So let's go ahead and get into brass tacks of the evening, man. Let's talk to the man of the hour. This gentleman is out of the San Fernando Valley, the 818, representing to the fullest. He's got his own clothing line, his own brand. I think he's launched it a few years ago, and I don't quote me on that, but that's why we bring him on to clarify all the good stuff, man. He's gonna tell us, what it's like to. He's gonna tell us his story, and he's gonna, of course, tell us what it's like to start your own brand, your own clothing line. I love his merch. I love his look. His logo, everything about it, man. He's a great dude. He's got a great vibe, positive, and he's going to be on the hot seat tonight. I think it's his first interview, so I'm excited, man. It's an honor to have him to be able to say, I'm one of the first to interview this gentleman, because this gentleman is going places, man. So without further ado, let's welcome owner operator Saul Aguilera of Everyday Counts, my man. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Saul? How are you, brother?
We're good. We're here. We're alive. We're healthy. Can't complain. We're doing good.
No, absolutely right. You're absolutely right, bro. I can't complain, man. Life is precious, as we know, and every day above ground is a good day, brother. And
Yes,
I
sir.
want to, yeah, brother, no doubt. I want to thank you for being here, for taking the time, man, and representing Everyday Counts, brother.
That's basically the message that I try to, just spread. Just keep it simple, and just simple and plain. Every day counts. Whether it be financially, physically, mentally. If you're a dad, a mom, a spouse, a teacher, a doctor, whatever it may be. Just make every day count.
Yeah, no, I like the name. That's why. That's one of the reasons I like your brand, bro. Is that the title of your brand is because of that. It's. I think you're sending a message with that as well. And it's powerful, man. And you're right. We have to make every day count, bro. We can't take any day for granted. You know what I mean?
Hey man, time's clicking. It's this life is if it's one thing I learned, it's that it's we're all born to die, and it's inevitable, and we don't know when that time's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. So we gotta just cherish the moments that we have here today, now, and just
Yeah.
make every day count.
Yeah. No, of course, Saul, man. It's yeah, bro. That's definitely the bottom line, man. And sometimes we get a little. I know I do, man. Sometimes I get complacent. Sometimes I get lazy or what have you. I'm only human. And but the best I do the best I can, like to make every day count, bro. And but man, I want to get right into it, man. Your brand, brother, and you launched it when? When did you launch the Everyday Counts?
I launched it in 2020. That's when I actually went and put the money in, and I came out with my first products, and that's when they came out. The idea, though, I had it since 2013. That's when I first actually learned about that someone can make a brand, or someone can have a brand.
Uh-huh.
And the
Uh-huh.
way I learned about that was rest in peace. I want to give a shout out to my friend Ricardo Sosa, who had his own brand and was what's called Devious Clothing. He was a very good friend of mine. He supported me in my vision that I had. He was gonna help me with my brand. And 2 weeks after I bought some merch from him, I heard that he had passed away.
Oh,
So yeah, that was a big
big loss.
yeah, big loss for me. And then I mean, I've lost multiple people in my life. Friends, family members. So like I said, that's one of
Mhm.
the reasons why I kind of like want to just spread the word, and just be able to let people know that like every day counts, and you gotta just stay positive, and just remember that every day above ground is a blessing, and because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
timed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, bro. Like you said, we're definitely the clock is ticking, man, and I think your brand, I think it's is one of inspiration. You want to inspire others, right?
Inspire, motivate, correct. Yeah, just leave a positive impact.
Yeah,
So just correct.
absolutely, bro, absolutely. And talk about so prior to 2020, you had never launched a clothing line or anything like that, your own brand. This was your first go at it.
Yeah, funny you say that, because before I started the brand, I didn't know nothing about nothing. I didn't know anything about anything. So it was like I was on my own. So they
Yeah.
literally, I went on Google Maps. I searched like around my area, like silk screen printing shops, kind of thing, so I can kind of get an idea like who's doing what, get some rates, get some. And yeah, it took me a while to actually try and error. Believe me, it's gonna be a lot of trial and error. You're gonna go through a lot of tribulations, and it's gonna be a lot of learning processes. But I'm still learning a lot. I have a lot to learn. But yeah. So I started off with a clean slate, not knowing anything about nothing.
Hmm.
But yeah, now I kind of got a little bit of a better idea of understanding of how to do things and go about certain things now. So it's good. I've learned a lot in general about life and how to manage money, and manage certain aspects, and just business wise, So it's a good it's good. I like it so far.
Yeah. No, I think it's just like me, brother. Or anybody starting anything new. I didn't know anything about podcasting, bro. Like we were just talking right before we went on.
Yeah.
4 years ago, man, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm still learning a lot. I mean, I'm not no guru, man, but I think the most important thing, Saul, is taking that first step. I mean, what would you say, man? Taking that first step and just taking action, brother. Regardless if you know nothing about it, or just you just got to do it, right? I mean, what would you say? What's your take on that, bro? Because a lot of people, man, they might have an idea, they have a dream, they have whatever the case may be, and they feel like maybe they're stuck, like they're just afraid, or they can't take that first step. What was it for you? With starting your brand, that you just said, you know what, what kind of got you out of the, or maybe you weren't. I don't know. Maybe you weren't stuck or anything, or maybe you weren't afraid. But what? When did you finally decide to take action?
It's just saying, F it. Like, like if I don't do it, somebody else will, literally. Like, because I seen other people doing, like, coming up with their own brands. I'm like, well, I mean, if he could do it, why can't I, kind of thing. So, and that's how I said, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, F it, again, I had been through a lot of losses in my life, and I was like, I don't want to, like, obviously, I know I'm going to die. So if I'm going to, so when I die, I want to be able to be like, you know what? He did it. He actually went for it. He stood up for something, and he actually did it. So that's kind of like, like, again, the only way to succeed is to fail.
Hmm.
Like, I failed so many times. Like, you guys have no idea. I'll make like designs, I'll invest in like a new logo, or I'm investing so much like something so like, and people don't like. I won't even bring it out because it just don't sell. Like you need to lose in order to win. People don't like losing. People don't like failing. But the only way to win is to fail. Once you learn how to fail, you'll learn how to win. Believe me, it's not easy because after failing so many times, it's like why even keep going? It makes no sense. But at the same time, it's like, hey, again, if you don't do it, somebody else will, and that's just my mindset. It's just like at this point in my life, it's like I got nothing to lose. I just gotta
Yeah,
keep going.
no doubt. No, I love what you said, man. If like somebody told me a long time ago, if you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to succeed. You know, I think failure though too, Saul, excuse me, is the way you can see you're not really failing. When you fail, you're actually taking something from it, right?
That's
You're learning from it. It's part of the process. It's just another step closer to the victory, to the success. So when you reframe it that way, man, I think you're not even failing, bro. It's you're actually winning. It's because it's part of the process. You're taking something from it. You're learning, right? So it's just part of the process, man. Like the guy who invented the light bulb, I think it was Edison. I don't know if it was. He said that, hey, I didn't fail a thousand times. It was just uh, it was a 1,000-step process. You know what I
correct.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I love what you're saying, man. I love what that just your everything you're about, man, is just inspiring others, brother, and positivity, and like you said, leaving a legacy. You want to leave a legacy. Same here, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a small guy, I'm 5'5", 145, so, and I have a heavy duty job, I work with like, you know, grown men, so I got chip on my shoulder, so when I go to the gym or whenever I put in work, I make sure, that, hey, I'm small, but you know what? I'm here to put in work, so like that's my mindset, I've always been a go-getter, I've always been that small guy, the underdog, so for
Hmm.
me, it's just like it's just a mindset, I mean, that is my mindset. Every day counts, so that's just what I live by. It's just it's embroidered in me, it's
Yeah.
who I am. So, and I just try to spread that word to everybody else, like, again, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I have flaws. I go through depression, I have my, ups and downs, we're all humans. We all go through the same problems at different times in our lives,
Yep.
but hey, it's one thing I learned is that as individuals, if we don't look in the mirror and say, you need to do it for yourself, no one will do it for you. So you need to be able to look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I need to better myself for myself by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, it's your body, it's your mind, it's your temple. You know what I'm saying? It's who you are. So just, and I get it. It's not easy, especially now with all this social media and all this. We can just go on for days, but it's just taking it one day at a time, and making every day a masterpiece, and just stepping stones.
I love it, man. I love it. So I want to talk to you about your logo, brother, and the hourglass, and talk about that, man. What does that represent, and what's the significance of your logo, man?
Yeah, so the whole logo thing, I wanted something simple but yet, kind of unique.
Hmm.
So that, yeah, it took me a while, to actually, I guess, come out with the logo that represents everyday counts. And I think I did a good job. I like the logo with the hourglass on it. It's simple
Yeah,
but unique kind of thing. So yeah, so basically to me that's what it means. It means, that you're just like the sand in the hourglass. It's inevitable. It's gonna run out, and time's clicking. Time's clicking, buddy. So we gotta make every day count, and that's just what it means. So it just that's something that I just I had a few different designs, but finally this is one that I chose to go with. So this is my main logo, and yeah, that's
yeah.
what.
No, definitely, definitely, man. Like you said, man, we're not here forever, and I think, like you said, that kind of represents. again, we got to make every day count because we're not here forever. We're gonna, one day we're not gonna be here. So what are you gonna do today to as part, as part of your legacy? How are you gonna make this day worthwhile? What are you gonna do today to make yourself better? I think that's what I take from your logo, bro, and what you just described, and the hourglass, and now it all makes more sense to me. Like, oh shit, yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
right. Yeah. How long did it take you to kind of to get to hone in on that logo, that
It was
design?
a few weeks of different, like, should I do this one, should I do that one? It was, yeah, it took me maybe like 3 weeks. I had a different designs. I was sketching, different designs out. It was a bunch of different, but it was like 2 3 weeks. And finally, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go with this one. And ever since, I have different like different, like, obviously different designs and stuff. But this is my main go to logo right here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you launched the brand, was it during COVID? Well, 2020. It's probably what month in 2020 was it?
I want to say my first drop was in May 2020, I believe, if I'm correct. Yeah,
So yeah,
May
right,
2020.
right. So I mean, everything was in full swing as far as the pandemic and all that. Things were kind of, I mean, we were locked down. Everything was closed down. And what were you ever discouraged? Did you ever feel like, what? Why don't I just wait till all this maybe uh, blows over and all of this ends, and then maybe I'll launch the brand. But did you ever have that thought, or your plan was always to launch it in 2020?
Yeah, I honestly, the whole COVID thing, it really never affected me as far as launching the brand. It didn't really play a big impact. I mean, obviously the whole thing was all chaotic and stuff, but it didn't play a big impact on the whole whether I was gonna do it or not. It
Yeah.
was kind of more of like my personal, like, if I'm ready or like what I'm going through in my personal life. That's when I kind of said, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, ever since it was just.
It take us back to that month, man. I mean, that was 3 years ago this month, right? May of 2020,
Yeah,
and
that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. It's crazy.
yeah, man. So we're looking at a 3-year anniversary, brother. Congratulations.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't. Hey, that's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. So, I was gonna say is I was gonna ask you, can you take us back to that moment, and as far as when you first dropped your first piece of merchandise, your first line. Tell us how it felt. What was going through your mind, and and where did you launch it on a website?
yeah. So what happened was, I remember this. I again, I didn't. I didn't know anything. I was just like, I'm gonna just do it. So I remember I made like, I believe it was 32. I made 32 shirts. Like, I was like, 8 small, or like 6 small, 8 medium, 8 large. Just different sizes, variety. And they were white with it said everything counts in the front. And I used Instagram to promote my brand. I would reach out to people, like friends that I knew, like through DM, be like, hey, I got this brand going that I'm starting. Basically just through Instagram, just DMs, and
Mm,
friends, family, friends who I knew, just word of mouth.
yeah,
And yeah, eventually, little by little, I was able to sell the 32 shirts, and I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, I was like, all right, you know.
yeah.
So that's how it started. And that was my very first launch. It was 32 shirts. Um,
Uh,
Again, that was my first launch. Now that I know what I know for my first launch, I'm using different materials from my first launch as far as the actual material from for the shirts. That's
huh.
one thing I learned so far from the process of just making. It's That goes a long way. It as a man as the owner of the company, it's going to cost you more out of your pocket, but the material is going to be a lot better, and the customers are going to, the customers are the ones who actually wear your merch, so you want them to be happy. So if it's one
Mm,
thing I learned, it's that invest in the actual material itself so the
mm,
customer could be happy. because if customers don't like the actual, if it like fades or if it's too thin, or they're not gonna be happy with the material, with the merch.
Yeah.
So if it's one advice I can give people who are starting the brand, it's gonna be a little more pricier on your side, but it's gonna be worth it because if the customer's happy, and that's all that matters. So that's one good tip I can give.
Yeah. No, quality goes a long way, right?
Extremely a long way. And then the little details too. It's little details that go a long way. Again, another little example I can give is what I'm starting to do now is I'm doing tagless merch where now it has a custom print on them with a size, and it has like a little actual like a little note on the back too. So it's like it's custom little. So yeah, little details like that I'm learning. The packaging when I send the merch out. I give out little stickers. I give out little extra things. To customers. Just stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it, man. And I'm looking at your Instagram page, and I see you have different models, right? Modeling your merch, your
Yeah,
products.
yeah. Luckily, again, people actually like the actual meaning of it. So they vibe with it, and like they take it to the gym. So to me it's a blessing. I love it. People actually just yesterday I was driving down the street and I seen somebody with my crew neck on. I was like, okay, that's
Oh,
that's priceless to me. That's like that's awesome.
what
So
man, that's cool as hell, man. How does that feel when you see
I
that?
was I wanted to like drive back and take a picture. It was just I was like lost for words. I was like, okay. I was just like, it's I was like speechless. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling to just randomly see people wearing their merch on the street. It's
No,
cool.
yeah, no, no, no. I hear you, man. It's a beautiful thing. I'm just looking at your page because there's this young lady from Germany, and she
Okay, yeah. That's right. Yes, sir. Correct.
and she's
Yeah,
rocking a
yeah.
T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was that was a while back. Yeah. So the way I got again when I was starting my brand, I started with nothing. I was just asking people in a DM, like DMing people, like, hey, I got this brand going on. I need somebody to help me, promote, my merch. Would you be willing to help me out? And luckily, I had a few people who like, yeah, I like the meaning, and they were, yeah. So she was one of them. Uh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. But she was really nice, and she was willing to do that for me. So that helped me a lot. I got a few followers, so I appreciate that. But yeah, if it's one thing, like again, people don't know this, but if I get one yes, that means I got like 100 no's. Like people don't. Again, you have to lose to win, and that's just like it's the way it is. Like
That's
yeah,
that's true, man. Yeah, yeah. And every time you get a no, it's just one no closer to a yes, right?
yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
yeah, man. Talk about your line now, man. I mean, I know I see you have hats, you have T-shirts, I think crew necks, you have hoodies, and so yeah. Talk about some of those. What other products do you have, brother? Are those all of the products I just named?
Yeah, so actually, I'm doing my first ever pop up this Sunday.
Oh,
Um, and
congratulations!
yeah, and I'm dropping some new shorts, some new muscle shirts, and some new hats. So that's gonna be fun. So yeah, but for the most part, I've come out with leggings, no, yeah, sweats. I've come out with hoodies, crew necks, you name it, beanies. I've done it already. Um, and with every product that I do, again, it's learning about the product itself, the material itself. But I came out with leggings for girls one time. I don't know about leggings. I'm right here, trying to sell leggings for girls. I don't know about leggings. So I go and I buy the leggings in bulk. And turns out that they're like see through. I'm just like, oh, okay, here we go. So it's just you gotta lose some. That was a big loss for me because at the end of the day, I had to just like, no one wanted to buy them. And I understand. I can't. I wouldn't want to buy them either. If they're not a good product or a good material, I mean, I can't blame the customer.
Yeah, I hear you,
So,
brother.
Yeah. But I've done the crew necks. Those were really good for me. Those sold a lot. Hoodies are really good sellers. My shirts, yeah, I've done shirts. The hats, I have trucker hats, dad hats. I have snapbacks. I have all kinds of hats. Um, yeah, we got a little bit of everything here. Yeah. I mean, so
Yeah.
we got more stuff coming out too. Can't say too much. I'm gonna keep a little bit of suspense, but yeah, we
Go
got more
ahead, bro.
stuff
You can
coming
say.
out. Yeah.
No, that's great, Saul, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at the shorts, man, and the new. I like that new E that you got. The
Okay.
yeah. What? So tell. Well, you know, how do you get into that zone where, or how do you come up with your ideas, man? Is there anything that inspires you, or do you sit down, and just where you're just you have a you have a pen and notepad, and you're just writing ideas down, or do you, when something comes up, you write it down, like when you're going throughout your day? Do you bounce ideas off someone? Does someone help you with brainstorming? Talk about that process when it comes to your ideas, generating ideas, brother.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Obviously, I have some ideas myself that and I have a sketchbook, so that I always like keep all of my things that I do with merchandise and everything. That's basically where I keep all my info. And I also want to give a big shout out to Oscar from Colony Inc. He's been a blessing to me. He's actually the person who does all my printing and all my merchandise. So he does my with the printing and the graphics and everything. He does a lot
Mm-hmm.
of my work too. I met him through, again, different people, friends who just knew him. Luckily, we got connected, and I've been with him for the ever since my first drop. So he kind of helped me grow. So me and him, we bounce just off each other. I give him, I'll come in with the sketch, and he'll put it like on the computer, and then I'll be like, nah, I don't like that, bro. That's, or he'll be like, all right, well, how about this? So Oscar from Calling the Ink, he's been helping me a lot. But also myself too. I'll just like, if I have an idea, I'll just be like, boom, let me see. I'll just randomly just believe in my life, and I'll just have an idea. I'll just be like,
Uh-huh.
okay, you know what, boom. So I'll put like on my phone, like on my notepad, or I'll just like randomly stuff like that, But it's just, I just have ideas and I just write them down, and I just go through with them again, because it's about actually doing it. And
Yeah.
again, a lot of the ideas I'll actually come out with, like, I never even bring them out because people don't like, like, again, people like, cause I'll do like little polls, like, oh, do you like this or do you not like this? Sometimes people be like, oh yeah, that's cool, boom. But sometimes I get like no likes, it's like, I get it, I understand. I can't please everybody.
Yeah.
So it's fun, it's all fun in games. So it's life, we're
For
can't take
sure.
it serious.
No, yeah, no doubt, man. I love that, man. You. So it sounds like you like to try things out, though. Like you said, you have an idea and you just follow through with it, and you see if it works. Let's try it out. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Yeah, for the most part, I've had a lot of designs that I designed, and I invested money in it, and it's like people don't like it, and it's like, well, again, you can't please everybody. So I've done a lot of designs that people don't like certain people don't like, and I'll still bring them out, and they'll sell, because at the end of the day, it's like it's what you like. But you gotta also please your customer. It's a thin line, between pleasing the customer and pleasing yourself, kind of thing. So you want to accommodate both.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, you just gotta run with it, at the end of the day, and like just push it, because that's one thing I learned too about having your own merchandise or your own company. And it's like, you're the head of the snake. So if you're not putting in that work, if you're not pushing it, if you're not, like putting in those long hours, if you're not, nobody else is gonna wanna, nobody's gonna do it for you, So it's like you gotta be the one pushing it. You gotta be the one, putting in that extra work. So, and it's snowball effect. I've noticed that the more that I actually like work on my brand and promote and push, people actually, well, I get more tags, I get more followers. It's just it's like that. It's just
Yeah,
gotta
man.
keep pushing it. So
Yeah. Good old fashioned elbow grease, right? Good old fashioned
yeah,
work.
it's
Yeah.
work, and that's just what it is. It's just, I feel like today's day and age, it's a lot easier too with all this technology and social media. It's just like we don't gotta go door to door. Like back in the days, it's just like
Yeah.
so it's it's just, if it's up to you as an individual, to just just do it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt. Like Nike said, right? Just do it.
just do it.
It's that simple, man. Not simple, but simple, right? You just got to take action, I think, man, and learn as you go. Like we said earlier, man. And yeah, I see you have a summer drop coming, right?
Correct.
You got some new. I mean, I love what you do. Your brand, bro. I love what you're doing, bro. Talk about some of the colors, man. The colors themselves. Um, what inspires the colors themselves, man? Is there a particular um, is it seasonal or is it just the colors that you personally like? Talk about the color schemes, man.
Yeah, so I don't have a lot right here, but I have different colors, burgundy, gray. I've done so many different, like you said, different colors, and it's basically what I like, and also the seasons, depending on the season, you know, but trial and error. Like one thing I learned is that this olive green color right here sells a lot. People love this color. Um, yeah, so I've done black, I've done gray, I've done olive green, I've done teal. It's colors. It's variety. When I
Yeah,
first started, I was doing pure black and white, and then I was like, I gotta change it up a little bit. Some people like using different colors. So you learn. Like my hats, I have different color hats. I have purple, green, blue, red, you name it, I got it. It's variety, it's color people like. So that's one thing I can give you as a tip is like people like variety. You gotta please the customer. You can't just be too simple.
yeah,
So yeah, it's I have colors for days. That's one thing. I try to
for
keep
sure.
it variety.
No, that makes sense, man. It makes sense. You got to be, yeah, variety, man. I see you got the, that purple, man. Got the Laker colors, man. You got that Dodger blue, and then that's something like you said, the burgundy. That I love. My favorite color is green, personally, bro.
Okay.
So I see that green hat right there. I'm gonna cop that, and um, but but yeah, brother. And have you always been have you always had that entrepreneurial spirit early on in life, Saul, or did it come on later? Or talk about that a little bit, man. How were you always wanting to start a business, your own business, or was it just something that came on later on for you?
That's a good question. You know what? Honestly, it just as far as the brand itself, it just happened. It just kind of like came upon. I mean, I've always been, I, I man, I grew up. Think of my parents, but we grew up poor. We grew up not having much. So I saw my parents growing up.
Mm,
Working from morning to night. So I'm glad that that was engraved in me. That work ethic. So
yeah,
just growing up, I've always been a like worker, like I love working, like if I'm not working, if I'm being productive, if I'm not busy, I'd rather be busy than bored, what I'm saying? That's my motto, So I've always been like a productive individual trying to, to better myself, so I think that in itself, it just when I just had the idea of making the brand, it just went hand in hand, with like just doing it, and just like trying to be productive in itself, and just being a positive, even a positive attitude, getting a positive message, across.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it just happened. The brand itself, it just. So I'm just taking it day by day, and just seeing where it goes.
No, that's great, man. That's great. So, but it wasn't a thing where you like, when you're growing up as a kid, you weren't selling blow pops or anything like that as a kid, or maybe envision having your own business later on in life. It wasn't anything like that.
You know what? Actually, now I think about it, I have a cousin who I used to work for, who does he owns his own company. So he played a huge influence in my life. He basically like molded me into the man that I am today in a sense. With that work ethic, he just engraved in me because I was his worker, and so he would work me to the ground, But now that I look back at it, it made me who I am, So it's like, and I see that he has his own company, So like, I like to say that like that kind of mindset he kind of engraved in me with like that, you know, you gotta be a, you know, do your own thing, you know, and just go for it kind of thing. Because I'm again, I always had it in me, you know, like that kind of like drive, but
Yeah,
seeing him actually be his own boss, you know, and like doing it, you know, I was like, okay, you know, that's I like that, you know, like so I could say that kind of like pushed me more to it kind of thing.
yeah, no doubt, brother, no doubt, man. What is your I mean, what's your grand vision for everyday counts? Talk about maybe some of your shorter term goals and long term goals for your brand.
I mean, as far as short term goals, I feel like right now I'm kind of like that little snowball effect, you know, kind of like getting a bit bigger, you know, I'm kind of growing. I got this pop up coming up, so hopefully that goes good. I invested a lot of money, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you know, I just want to keep growing. You know, I want to, you know, just keep, you know, just expanding as a brand. You know, honestly, when I first started the brand, I wasn't like, oh, with the intentions, like, you know what, I'm gonna be able to like live off the brand, you know, and like make a living off it. I
Mm,
I was being like, let's be like, you know, realistic. You know, it's, you know, my main intention, my main goal in general, like as far as like, it's just like to leave a just a positive, you know, just, you know, just actually like, you know, mean it, you know, like your mindset, you know, just like let people know like every day counts, you know, like just like leave a positive impact in people's life, you know, like I have a few friends, you know, who tell me like, hey bro, your brand, you know, it motivates me, you know, I've been working out every day, you know, it's like it's because
nice.
of your brand, and I mean that to me is it's awesome, you know, I love it because that's why I did it, you know, to make people's life better, you know, to like a positive impact, you know. So like the money, you know, is, you know, obviously, you know, like you need money to survive, you know, but it's that's not why I did it, you know.
Uh,
It was just to leave a positive impact, you know, just let people know that every day counts, and yeah, just
yeah, and I'm sure you know you enjoy it. You enjoy doing it. I'm sure you're passionate about it. And if it, yeah, I mean, hopefully it does take off, man. And then you could do bigger things, man. Bless others, you know, do things in the community, probably. If you, I mean,
oh
you know, obviously, I think, you know, it's yeah, I'm glad to, you know, it inspires me, brothers. Bottom line, man, and because you know, I do this to inspire others. You know, I really do it to uplift others and you know, put them on a pedestal, bro, and help them grow. You know, and that's my way of giving back, right? And
correct.
you know, and but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. You know, I love doing this, and I wanted to ask you, where's the pop up on Sunday that you're going to be at?
Yeah, so it's gonna be in San Fernando at Brand Park, um, in the city of San Fernando at Brand Park, from 12 to 5. There's gonna be a lot of vendors, different vendors. Shout out to So Chaotic for giving me the chance to be there. There's gonna be a bunch of lowriders, oldies, food, music. You know, so if you live in the valley, Brand Park from 12 to 5, different vendors. You know, it's gonna be a good experience, family. You know, it's gonna be fun. Again, it's my first pop up, so I'm excited. You know, see how it goes. Hey, if I fell, hey, that's life, right? Gotta keep your head up and keep it going, you know, because that's when it would succeed, you know. So, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm just going, you know, for the energy, the vibes, you know, just have a good time, you know, and just, just have a good
Yeah,
time, you know, see how it goes, you know. So hopefully everything goes good, and we'll just take it day by day.
definitely, man. And what city is that? In Rand Park.
Brand Park, it's in San Fernando.
Oh, San. Okay, you mentioned that. So yeah,
Yeah, it's in Fernando.
yeah,
It's
San Fernando.
yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely, yeah, man. Um, you know what I've taken from just talking to you tonight, Saul. I've taken that from what I've taken from the conversation is that you know that really just hit it just hit me right now. You know, you don't actually fail. You know, just personally speaking, a lot of times in my life where you know I've sold products, you know, and I've gone to swap meets and pop ups and everything. You know, it's not failing. You know, some of these things I've done right, and I walked away. I didn't make a sale or whatever. It's not really it's just part of the process, man. It just kind of just hit me right now. You know, it's all part of the process. If you stick with it, you will be successful. You know, you will, and it's just if you look at it that way, rather than seeing it as a negative, yeah, it's gonna mess with your mindset. But when you say, you know what, no, what did I take from this today? What did I take from this experience? Maybe I didn't sell a product, but you know what? Maybe I met 5 people. Maybe I networked. Maybe people saw my brand. You know, they saw my logo. That's a win, right? Um,
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
man. There's you look at it from different angles, and you
Yeah,
can take wins from it, bro. If you reframe it, right? Uh,
correct.
yeah, that's just that really hit me, man. When talking to you tonight, and that it's it's a win-win, brother. It's a win-win, regardless if you sell 1, 0, or whatever. Uh, it's just it's all about how you view it, right?
The perspective, is it half empty or half full kind of thing.
There
But
it
funny
is.
you say that because they're like, yeah, you're right. Though, like now I'm like, okay, because now that I look back at like how I first started, like how it's like you're right. Like all those failures made me
Yeah,
like or put me on. Yeah, it's funny though because now so it's like I think I want to go for some more. It's like it's what I'm saying. So it's like that. It's funny. I really never thought about that. So you like kind of. It's funny how we both like that's crazy. So
yeah,
yeah, but I guess that's one lesson in life that I could just and take from this. Just keep failing until you succeed. I guess just
yeah.
fell all the way, man. Yeah, again, people failing sucks. Like when it comes to anything, but the way
Y-
it's the way you gotta go. Like nothing in life that's actually worth it. It's gonna be easy.
Nah,
It's what I'm saying.
exactly,
Like,
bro.
and it's that trial and error and that failure that when you actually do succeed, that's what makes you feel good about succeeding. So it's without failing, you can't. Without knowing how it's like to fail, you're not gonna succeed. So yeah, it's all part of the process.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So if I can just give anybody any tips, it's get ready to fail. You want to start your own brand, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. It's part of the process. So get used to it. But no, at the end of the day, it's a great experience. If you it's a great experience. You get to meet so many new people. I met so many new people because of my merch. Um, so I'm thankful for that. And I'm sure gonna meet a lot more new people. Um, and yeah, it's awesome being able to provide a good vibe. A good positive. Just be there a good a good influence on people, and just provide that positive mindset kind of thing. That's to me that's priceless. That's why I did it. So yeah,
yeah,
if I could leave, just make sure people make every day count. So that's it. Simple and plain. Just yeah,
absolutely, brother. No, I love the message, man. Yeah, it's that simple, man. Make it count, brother. Win the day. Get better today than you were yesterday. And because we're not going to be here forever, man. And it's what are you going to do with the time that you have, right?
correct.
And I'm getting older, man. I'm 46, and yeah, shoot, I cherish every day. I try not to take that for granted. I try not to forget about that, and I try to, you know, just really appreciate every day, brother. And a big shout out to Oscar Alvarado. He's in the chat, my man. He said, Oscar, let's get it. Big shout out. Thank you for being
Oh, hey, I want to give a shout out. He's my boy right there. He owns his own painting company. So if anybody needs any painting, that's my boy right there. He's licensed bonds. He gets it done. Check him out. Um,
here.
yeah,
What's the name of
man.
his business?
IQ Painting. It's got a unique name. I want to say it's. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I believe it's IQ Painting
Okay.
Services. Yeah.
San Fernando Valley?
He's everywhere. He's based in LA County, but he goes everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
So he does everything from commercial to residential. Check him out. Yeah.
Oscar, IQ Painting, thank you so much for tapping in, brother. Appreciate the love, man. But yeah, Saul, man, I want to thank you for coming on tonight, man, and sharing a little bit of your story. I love your brand, brother. I wish you nothing but the best, nothing but the most success. And I'm glad we connected, brother, because I'm all about just connecting with like-minded, positive, um, solid individuals, man. And then, like you mentioned, bro, you get you're meeting all these new people and great people, and yeah. Since I started this, man, I can't tell you how many people I've met, and this journey's been unbelievable, man. And I'm
Yeah.
just blessed to meet people like yourself and to take something from you, brother. And I appreciate you, brother. You know,
Goes both ways, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for having me on the podcast again. It's my first one, so it would, I feel like this again itself is like a stepping stone. Like I can look back on this and be like, hey, remember when I did that my first my podcast? So that in itself is a blessing. But yeah, people like you in itself, like you said yourself, like again, you don't understand. I asked people already, like, hey, can I be on your podcast? And I was left on scene. They denied me. They said no. So again,
hey, bro,
failing.
there it is once again. You kept asking, you kept, hey, you know what I mean? And then once you get the right, here we are, brother. And
Yeah,
your
yeah,
your your
yeah.
persistence is there's another prime example, brother. Here we are.
Yeah, it's you have to, again, you have to be persistent in life to get what you want. If ain't nobody gonna give it to you. So if you don't do it, and somebody else will, because
Yeah.
it's doggy dog world out here, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, Saul, man, before we wrap things up, tell us where we can find Everyday Counts, where the people can connect with you, your brand, all that good stuff, brother.
Yeah. So I got a website. I'm gonna upload everything coming up in a few days. But it's www.everydaycounts818.com. Pretty simple and plain. Everydaycounts818.com. My Instagram is also Instagram is everydaycounts818. So yeah, if anybody wants to give me a follow, go ahead, check out my merch. If you like anything, hit me in a DM. I got you. I can make any custom order for you. I can make things work. So definitely, I'm looking forward to meeting new people and just spreading the word. Just getting the word out there. Just hopefully, if you're struggling with anything, whether it be like mentally, physically, just remember that we're all human. We all go through problems. You're not alone. But at the end of the day, it all starts with you yourself. And you need to look in the mirror and just remember that if you don't do it, nobody's gonna do it for you. And
Mm.
just take it day by day. Just stop. Don't look at the bigger picture. It's gonna be too much. It's overwhelming. It's the marathon is gonna start with one step. Remember that. So just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I just make every day count. Yes, sir.
That's right, man. That's it, bro. That's all we can do is take it one day at a time, man.
Yeah.
That's all we can do. That's why we got to make it count, baby. Like
Yes,
you
sir.
said, man. Hey, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there you have a Saul Aguilera, owner, operator, CEO of Everyday Counts. Go check out his merch. Go check out his website. Go check out his Instagram. I think you're gonna find that you really like what he's doing. Go support the brand and tap in, man. Tap in. And but yeah, brother. Hey, man. Once again, bro. Congratulations on your first podcast interview, man. It's an honor having you here and sharing. I can't thank you enough, brother. And again, man, I wish you all the success, brother. So let's hopefully we get to meet soon in person.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Thank you, brother. I appreciate your podcast. I appreciate you in general as a person, as an individual. I love it. So hopefully we do get to meet soon, and I'm gonna need your info so I can give you some merch for sure.
Oh,
Just right. So I got you, man. I
oh,
got you. Don't even worry, man. Hell yeah.
damn. I appreciate you, brother. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Saul Aguilera of Everyday Counts. Again, go check him out. Tap in with him. Go support the brand. Patronize the brand, and let's build that community. Let's help build the community, man. He's in the San Fernando Valley, man, and you can't go wrong. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're here on the live, if you're here in the on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout out to Oscar Alvarado. Go check him out. IQ Painting in the Valley, LA County, throughout. So for Saul Aguilera of Everyday Counts, I'm Double A, your host. We'll be back next week on another episode of the Profile Pod. Until then, always remember to take it
Thank you,
easy.
boss.
Appreciate you, brother.
You too, boss. Thank you.